Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Mini Bytes. I'm your friend Amnon Shaktivel, and in this video we're going to see another use case for our predicate interface implementation. We have already seen two examples. If you haven't watched the videos, please do watch that. And in this particular video we're going to see about the remove if method. uh, Before covering that, how we can use that in our data provider utils class. Again guys, we have a separate playlist for how to create a Selenium automation framework from the scratch till the advanced level, including all the Docker, all the design patterns. So please watch that playlist. I'm trying to optimize the code that we have already written there. We have some classes called data provider utils, where we will get all the data from the Excel sheet and we'll write the test cases. Now I'm going to optimize the code with the help of remove if method. But before that, we need to understand what is remove if method, how can we use this, and all those stuff before doing this. Okay, so we'll get started. Okay, without wasting much time, let's go to the IntelliJ workspace. Right, let's first take an example of a list of integers. Let's assume I have a list of integer like this, and basically I want to remove all the odd numbers and only want to print out all the even numbers. Maybe I want to filter out all the even numbers and then store it in a list. This is my use case. How will you do that? Normally, if you haven't watched the Java 8 playlist so far, then you might do it in the conventional way of having a for loop, doing all the iterations. But someone who has watched all this can also think about using a stream, filtering out, okay, if the number is divisible by 2, okay, then only I want to collect them into a list. Okay, so if you are watching this from the beginning, then you would have done this. That's absolutely fine. This is good way, better than the for loop. But there is even better way to do this, right? That's when this comes handy. So let's say you have an remove if method. If you notice, this remove if method accepts a predicate of integer type. So you tell me what is the condition you want to apply. Okay, I'll apply that condition and I'll remove all the elements that are matching that condition. So that's the purpose of this remove if method. We are not using all these methods because we don't know what is predicate, and this is the reason why I have created Java 8 playlist. And then so that you understand what is a predicate, so that you can leverage all these methods already created by Java developers. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so our use case is basically to have all the even numbers right in a list. So basically I can remove all the odd numbers so that I will get only the even numbers. Okay, so I'm removing all the odd numbers. So the condition is, if someone is passing me an integer, I'm just checking whether I modulus 2 is not equal to 0. Then in that case, remove all those things that are matching that. So basically I can print all those thing like this, and I also printing the numbers as well. Okay, so basically both does the same operation. Let's see again. This arrays dot as list has an issue that it is a fixed size list. It will return you a fixed size array list. So there may be problem, unmodifiable, some exception will happen. Let's try to run it and then see what is that. Okay, so if you notice, when I try to remove, based on this condition, okay, this is telling you cannot do this unsupported operation, right? This is because whatever the list that coming from out of this list method is fixed size. You can change the numbers. Okay, you can make this 1 as 4 or 1 as 10, but the number of elements in the list cannot be changed. Maybe let's say you want to do numbers dot replace all. So this is an unary operator, right? Suppose I want to change all these numbers with the +2. Okay, then what I can do, uh, i I so someone is passing me an integer, I'm just going to add 2 to it. Now it will print me, yes. Okay, basically I want to print all the numbers. Okay, so you can do this operation because we can replace all of them because the size is not modified. Okay, so let's try to run the test and then check what's happening. Okay, if you notice, this has added 2 to each of these, but it cannot still modify it. So I want to modify the size of that particular list. In those cases, what you can do, can basically introduce a new array list, and then you can pass this as an argument to this, or you can use dot add. Okay, list numbers equal new array list numbers dot add 1 numbers dot add 2, and then you can add all of them, or you can use add all method, and then you can also do that. But the passing to the constructor is much easier way, so I am doing that. Okay, Now I can remove this. This is not in scope for this particular video. I can also remove this. Let's try to run the test now and see whether it is printing the same values in both the cases. Yeah, it is printing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, what is the biggest difference, Amudan? Okay, in the older way, we are opening a stream, we are filtering all those stuff, and then we are collecting back it again. So it's a little bit of expensive work, right? So again, predicate has a lot of advantage. So suppose I just, for some time, what I'm doing, I have create, let's assume I'm creating a new local variable predicate integer. Here is a predicate and this value. So basically I can import this particular class from java.util.function. I can just pass predicate, or basically is it's more meaningful name. So is art. Okay, I'm removing all the odd numbers, and then I'm doing, suppose I also have a condition where I also need to remove all the numbers that are divisible by 3. Okay, then predicate of integer, okay, is divisible by 3. Okay, there is one more condition like this. Okay, so in those cases you can also use and or all those operations. So if someone is passing me an integer, I'm just checking whether this is divisible by 3. Okay, if it is odd number, or if it is divisible by 3, I want to remove all of them. Now in this case, maybe the 6 alone will get removed extra. So let's see what's happening. Okay, good. So you can also do that. Again, you can also do this here as well, but you are doing streams, doing a lot of filtering, right? A lot of verbosity involved. Again, this is much easier way. I prefer using remove if there is an use case, something like this. Okay, now let's get back and take this knowledge to our Selenium automation framework. Okay, so this is the code that we have written, right? This is the data provider code. Very simple data provider that returns an object array. And maybe I'll open the Excel sheet. So if someone is watching this particular video and haven't watched my Selenium automation framework, for them on a high level, so I have all the test cases that I need to run. Okay, here. And this is a test case description. And if I choose yes or no here, if I choose no, it won't be run. If I choose yes, this particular test case will be run. Again, to get the test data for all these test cases, I'm maintaining all of them here. So for this Amazon test, I have 3 rows, which means it runs with 3 iterations. Okay, so it has 3 set of test data. Okay, basically I want to run only 2 of them. Okay, this is my use case. Right? Ignore about the versions. This versions will be only picked if you want to run it in a Selenium grid or other remote versions. You can ignore it when it will be ignored when you're trying to run it on your local machines. Okay, good. So the condition is like this. Okay, if the test case name is matching as well as the execute column is yes, then this particular 2 test cases will be returned, and then it will be executed as a data provider with the help of data provider. Okay, this is what is happening. Okay, let's try to save this and then run it again and then see what's happening. So very simple piece of code, right? So you have, okay, you're having a bigger list. Okay, I have a static list that has all the entries in the Excel sheet. Okay, that has all the entries that I'm reading from an Excel sheet using this utility get test details, and I'm storing in a list of map. And guys, we got both the test got passed. That's absolutely fine. So the thing is, I have all the values here. Then I'm creating a smaller list. Okay, and then I'm only picking up where the test case name is matching the current test case name. Okay, this particular test name is coming from your reflections. I'm identifying which test case is calling this data provider at the runtime, and I'm checking whether the test name is matching that. If that is matching, and also the execute column is yes. Okay, also if the execute column is yes, so I'm finding whether the Amazon test is same as the current test name, and then the execute column is yes. Then I'm adding it into a smaller list, and then I'm returning the list in a form of array, so that for data provider we need to return an object array, right? So I'm converting the list to array. So this is what happening at the this particular thing, but this is little noisy because of the for and if conditions. So I want to optimize this piece of code. How can I do this? So first I want to make a copy of this. Okay, so this bigger list is having all these values. Okay, previously I created a small list and only added these 3, but in this case I'll make a copy of this bigger list. I will remove all these things. Okay, I remove all these unnecessary stuff. Okay, all the rows from 1 to 6 and the last column, and I'll only have only this. Okay, so let's try to do it. Okay, so basically when I create a new list, I'm just making a copy of it. Okay, now instead of this, okay, I'll let me comment it out for our understanding. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a new predicate. So this predicate is basically accepting string comma string, right? Because each of these elements in a list are map. Okay, map. Okay, good. So now this is a predicate. I'm just checking is test name. If the test name is not matching, okay, if the test name is not matching, then I cannot use it. So what I'm doing, so if someone is passing me a map, I am just checking map.get, okay, test name. If that is equals, ignore case of the current test name, okay, then this is a match. But I want is test case not matching, because I want to remove all of them. So I'll add a not operator here. Again, you can also use negate, but for now simplicity, I'm using a not operator. Now first I'll remove that. Okay, so small list dot remove if I want to remove if the test name not matching. Okay, that is first case. What is the second case? Second case, if it is also having no. Okay, so it's a runnable column is no. Okay, if the execute column is no, I also want to remove that. Okay, then what I can do, I can create one more predicate that also takes in map. Okay, map of string comma string. Okay, is execute column no. Okay, if someone is passing me a map, I'm just checking map dot get. Okay, execute column. Okay, dot equals, ignore case no. If this is no, okay, I can directly remove it. So small list dot remove if I'm removing is execute column no. Once you do all these things, now you have a smaller list. Okay, now the code is much readable. If you want, you can print it. In my case, I don't want to print it. I'm returning the smaller list in the form of array. Okay, let's try to check whether this is working fine before we optimize this further. Okay, it has to basically run 2 times. Okay, we didn't do any changes. The code has to work the same way before it worked. Okay, so it ran the first test. Okay, it is running the second iteration now. So this is also working fine. Okay, again guys, you can also do a check like whether it is yes and then convert into no. Okay, like this. Okay, anything that you feel comfortable, you can use that. But again, if the test case name is matching, and then and also, okay, if it is execute column no, then I have to remove. So you can write it in just one line. Okay, again, if you test it whether it is working, okay, you can also do that. Okay, now it's again opening the website. Hey guys, the only thing what I'm trying to do is, if you have a lot of verbosity, the remove if method comes in handy. If you want to use the remove if method, you need to know what is predicate, and that's what we have learned in the previous classes. What is predicate, how to use predicate, and all those stuff. So please try to leverage all these things and try to use this in your code, so that you get a lot of understanding how this whole thing work. Okay, so basically it's doing something. Okay, the internet connection is little slow, so it might take a lot of time. Okay, but it should be fine, right? So as long as it's working, this should be fine. I'll see you guys in another great video. Until then, tada, bye bye from Umudan. See you guys in another great video. Bye.